Okay.
We have some things.
Great,
We are
Gena.
similar.
Let's do it.
First, we have our similarities.
Okay.
Same birthday.
June 20th?
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Jews.
Yeah. Look at that.
That.
Another. Okay.
And lawyers.
Well, this is pretty amazing. Okay.
And here for Pride.
Yes.
We're going to start with the gays.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
Okay. My wife and I did reciprocal IVF. To meet her eggs, donor sperm, I carried.
Yeah.
This was in 2016. I was pregnant, found out that my wife was going to have to adopt her own genetic kids.
Right.
Because I was considered the legal parent because I was giving birth.
Crazy.
Ridiculous.
And,
that was neat. We thought we would be okay waiting a little bit. Then the election happened and we said, no, we're not.
Right.
Went through with the adoption.
Good.
Then had our second daughter in 2020. Went through the process again. And at this point, I now had an Instagram platform. And so I started talking about, hey, we're going through this thing called second parent adoption.
Got it.
This is what you should do. Amy Coney Barrett nominated to the Supreme Court. Yeah. Here's some more things you got to do to protect yourself, estate plan and all of that.
Right.
And people were so confused about adopting your kids. Why the birth certificate wasn't enough. Come to learn and teach everyone, because I was an infertility lawyer. It's an administrative document governed by the laws of the state.
Right.
You don't have rights to your child.
Right.
And so people were freaking out. And I said, you know what? I'm going to help people find a lawyer. Well, I started an organization called Connecting Rainbows. It provides free legal and fertility resources to the community.
Yeah.
Have a ton of
great work.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Uniform Parentage Act.
Yes.
Good news in Pennsylvania. Starting. So Uniform Parentage Act.
Yep. It just makes it easier.
Well, it does.
Yeah.
It does. Big concerns in the Senate.
Right.
Needs to be bipartisan to rush through.
Yep.
What can we do?
Well, first off, I'm grateful you shared your story, and I'm grateful that you're not only telling it to me today, but you're using this platform to inform others. I think a lot of people sort of don't realize this, and they get scared, and they get confused, and they don't have the level of sophistication in the law that you have. And so we need to take that chaos out of it for people. Just two loving parents that want to raise a kid. Like, that's a beautiful thing that we should all be for. So I was thrilled to see the House pass the Uniform Parentage Act. I want to see the Senate take it up. Unfortunately, bills that go over there that strengthen protections for the LGBTQ plus community tend to die a slow and painful death. I think on this in particular, the focus needs to be on adoption, which is something that the other side has always said they're for. And quite frankly, we need to focus on loving parents, and those who want to be kind of homophobic about it on the other side and be ignorant about it on the other side, we got to figure out a way to work around it. And I think the way you work around that is to focus on the issue of adoption. So it may not be the way you or I would want to speak about this issue, but I think it's a way we can help make progress on the issue in the Republican-controlled Senate.
Yeah. As the EPA, we're hoping to bypass adoption, the whole process.
Right.
And just you can sign a voluntary acknowledgement of parentage, which makes it so much easier.
And let me be clear, I'm not suggesting that it is an adoption type thing. I just think that is the way. You asked me, how do we get this done? I think that's a way to frame the issue.
Right.
Yep. We almost want the process to be automatic. That's what we're trying to create. And listen, on IVF, you're telling a story that so many women have shared with me. And I think IVF is at risk if we let Donald Trump back in the White House again. I mean, remember the Dobbs decision, which overturned Roe, they made clear that they were only starting the process when they overturned Roe, that there are other fundamental freedoms that are at risk. And Lori, my wife, our first lady, talks about this all the time. Birth control, IVF, a whole number of issues where this Supreme Court, Donald Trump, wanted to infringe upon women's reproductive health and basically just a woman's right to make decisions over her own body. And that's something we all got to stand up against. And so I don't want to get overly political here, but folks got to vote if they care about these issues and get engaged in the process as you've done.
Yeah. And on the front of reproductive rights, what is your plan on protecting IVF? God forbid something were to kind of come down.
Yeah. Look, as long as I'm governor, they will never pass a bill that restricts IVF. They will never pass a bill here that limits reproductive freedom. They will never be able to pass a bill into law that restricts a woman's right to choose. Never. I will veto all of those bills if they reach my desk. So women here in Pennsylvania don't have to worry. They've got me, and I'll continue to protect their rights. The challenge that we have, whether it's abortion rights, IVF, is if Donald Trump is in charge and they pass a national ban on abortion, a national ban on IVF, I'll certainly sue. I'll certainly do everything I can in the courts. But remember what we have in the Supreme Court now because Donald Trump hacked that court. So we got some real challenges in that area if the federal election goes the wrong way. But women living here in Pennsylvania have nothing to worry about. I'm going to make sure that I protect their rights from any state bills that reach my desk that could in any way undermine your fundamental freedoms.
Well, we appreciate your work in Pennsylvania. I think we would love to see it in DC, but we would lose.
I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me, Gena. Thanks. Good to be with you.